and see what just breezed in the door.
Why, I didn't know the circus was in town.
Must have got that shirt off on a dead Chinese. What'll it be, stranger?
Yes, barkeep. I will have a whiskey neat, if I may. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yep.
Oh, that's pretty cool, isn't it? You're getting yourself a drink right there, and I'm just like straightening. Just need to straighten here my tie. Of course.
I think I have this. And yes, the topic of today is tech, and mainly like our microphones and how to record a podcast and such. And there you have. Did you get your drink from the barkeep? What are you doing, Troy?
I got it from right over here. I was just silently signaling him. Rewatch the video feed, and you'll see how I silently was signaling him.
Yeah. Very neat.
There,
yeah.
that's my drink for tonight. Because I'm not really feeling like drinking alcohol tonight. I've had a pretty good day, so why ruin that with too much? I mean, you can never ruin a day with whiskey, but today I'm just not really feeling like it. So, cheers, man.
Cheers, man.
Yeah. That's very good.
Yeah.
Very refreshing. So. What I wanted today's episode to be is just like a little bit of an experiment with these. As you can see, I don't have the cap on my microphone, so that's maybe the first thing that we can experiment with a little bit. This is gonna make a little bit of noise right here, but let me just put that over there, and then we will see how much of a difference there is now. Do you hear a significant difference in the sound levels?
Yeah, it is like way more isolated now than it was before. You know, like it's absorbing your voice better.
Oh,
maybe.
Yeah. But that's the point. I mean, basically, the point of this pop filter is that you filter out all the plosive sounds, basically like this pop filter here as well. But with this thing, you have it from all sides, which is very good for omnidirectional mics. And this, I thought this was going to be a little bit of a technical episode where. To showcase the different possibilities that we have with our expensive mics. Of course, mine is not as expensive as yours, but it's still up in the range there. If you know what I mean.
I say that I will order what you have there because I'm not too happy with this. I don't know how it sounds or if it sounds good or anything like that. But it's just that I would like to just have that cap on and just have this whole thing removed.
Yeah,
because,
I mean, definitely. I mean, this cap is actually one of my favorites as well because, in fact, like it also stops the dust from coming in. Like when you have the microphone standing for like days without using it, then the dust will just layer on here, and it won't get into this fine mesh. Fine grittle. If I grab my webcam right here, I can show you guys a little better. See, there's like a fine mesh, a fine grittle, where there can easily come a lot of dust into it, and this thing helps protect it a lot more against that. And of course, it makes the microphone sound a lot better in general. Oh my god!
Sure. I'll definitely get that because I feel like when you have the pop filter in front of the microphone, even though it does absorb the sound and all that, it's just in your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It like obstructs the view very much. But like what? Okay, so in order to proceed with our little, oh my god, tie is not straight anymore, and you can see the button. That's terrible. We need to be well dressed. There we go. So in order to proceed with our little experiment here, I would like to test out. Of course, you're the only one, and the viewers who can hear it. I can't hear it because I can't hear myself, obviously. But if I take this off, and then just put the pop filter in front of it, and then put it into a reasonable position right here, like that. Is it correct? Yeah, it's not correct. So if I just have it like this, then you can hear this is how the pop filter sounds in this position, and this is like I would normally talk in a normal way. So I don't know if this sounds particularly different, like compared to the pop, compared to the cap, and compared to when I just talk, like at its side. If I talk in front of it, it may be slightly different. But then again, you have to talk from this angle when you have the pop filter. When you have this thing, when you have this thing, you can talk from all sides. So yeah, what? Okay, let me hear it.
Okay, remove the damn pop filter and just keep the cap on, because holy cow!
All right.
Holy cow! You know, like the sound was fine and all that, but once you put the pop filter on and you were talking like this closely on it, right?
Yeah.
It was like you turned the gain on your microphone way up, like we were on some 1950s radio show.
Oh, okay.
Holy crap!
Wow.
Right?
So apparently these. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It intensified your voice like insanely. You know, like I don't know like why it is, because maybe the nylon or whatever material there is in the pop filter absorbs the sound, and because it absorbs the sound, then it amplifies the sound on the other side when it comes out and the microphone receives it. That could be the explanation for it.
Yeah. So that's definitely interesting to observe. Like that's what we're going to do in this episode. We're just going to observe it. And what I'm interested in, like before we proceed, because I actually wanted to mess around a little bit with the OBS levels to see what happens. I can show you viewers here. I'm recording in OBS, as you can see. Patrick can't see it right now because he doesn't have my screen right now. But you can see here I have the voice levels going pretty high. I'm actually almost going up into the red area. So I wonder what happens. So I should probably just like decrease the volume a little bit. Probably go down to something like half. This was the setting I had at the last episode that we did, where I was on, the first one where we are on cam. And I think this seems right, but the last time I was a little low compared to Patrick, so this is what I want to like see in this episode, if we can like adjust the volume levels to meet each other. Hold on, just gonna check if everything else is turned on.
I felt like we did really good in post though on that last live episode we did, where you spent 90 minutes editing the voice level.
That is actually the reason why I wanted to do this episode and showcase the different possibilities here, because it is quite a lot of work to have to do it in the post-production process of any podcast, to have to sit there and adjust the voice levels while you're editing. Then it's just much easier if it's just adjusted while you record it during the podcast. So and I'm just gonna like check your voice,
because like for the perfect podcast, you want to just all to be running smooth for that 20, 40, 60 minutes that you're talking, so you can just bam, upload it, done.
Exactly. So
right.
Yeah, and if let's just have you talking for a little bit while, like actually what I want to do now, and to showcase your microphone too. So I want you to experiment with your microphone, like take off the pop filter and put on No, you don't have a cap, right?
No, I don't have a cap.
Yeah, so just try to take off the pop filter then.
Well, then I know that it is responding way more to the clicks of my mouth and the S's when I'm talking.
Yeah, you can
Like,
definitely hear that.
You can hear that, right? So it's way worse now than when I have the pop filter on, right?
But also, you're much further away from the mic than I am.
I can lean in like we are or like we are on a Rogan podcast and talk very, very closely to the microphone. I can also turn up the gain, which makes it sound louder for you, I think. This should make it sound very much louder for you or more receptive or something.
Yeah,
Like
it's
now
true.
the gain is all the way up, right?
Yeah.
Gonna take the gain off again to like normal levels, which is like on the medium size, like or like medium on the settings.
Yeah, and that was probably the last time you had the gain turned all the way up, and
it wasn't all the way up. It wasn't all the way up. It was like a quarter to all the way up. Quarter left.
Okay, so that was the problem. The last time I had Patrick's microphone, here we can see again on the mixer, I had his microphone at this position, and when his gain was almost all the way up, that made it very, very loud. But as you, and that was also why my voice level seemed very low in comparison. I had it at this position before as well. But as you can see, this seems to be very good for me because it barely reaches the yellow level, and Patrick, when he's talking, try to talk now.
Yeah, we can talk. I will just say something while I have the chance here. Gary Schilling is wrong. Ain't happening, no financial crisis like in the 1929.
Yeah, of course, he was also, if I yell in the same level, Gary Schilling was wrong in the 90s. You see, mine doesn't reach the red level, but that's because I've turned him all the way. Yeah, yours reached the red level right before.
Yeah, but I can also turn down the gain a little bit so it doesn't reach the levels. What if I turn the gain down further, like this? Is it still reaching the red levels?
That depends. You need to say the line from before.
Gary Schilling is wrong in his prediction that the financial crisis during the Corona crisis is going to be worse than the 1929 crisis.
Yeah, see, now it's actually a little bit lower than mine even. I noticed it's... Yeah. Or you're just not talking consistently in the because also when you're varying, that's also very important to notice. When you're varying the distance from the microphone to the mouth, then you will also increase gain and decrease the gain. But if you're sitting like I do, very consistently in the same position in front of the mic, you can see I'm actually not talking directly into the mic. I'm actually speaking a little bit to the side, but I'm still sitting close enough to the mic so that it will actually get like diagonal into the front of my mic, which is close enough so that it still picks up everything important and still filters out with this pop filter, with this cap. It still filters out everything else.
It's a foam cap, right?
Yeah, it's a foam cap. I think it costs like, I mean, this entire rig that I have here, hold on. This entire rig that I have here, the Swive microphone kit from Komplett, from the Norwegian website Komplett, cost me 400 kroners, which is like $50, I think. So the cap itself can't have cost more than like $5 or something. So it's really, really cheap at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And by the way, okay, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that you've really gotten like the bang for the buck.
Yeah.
With all the setup gotten for that money.
Definitely.
Sure. for sure.
Now, one more thing I wanted to try actually was to actually have the pop filter in front of. This is like I had it the last time, which is also why it was so low. I think the pop filter in front of the cap.
Yeah.
So now I'm talking, and now I'm also like need to talk probably a little bit more into it, but that's fine. And as you can see, the volume levels are actually not that much changed. But I do need to.
It still sounds like to me that the audio levels gets amplified by that. So I would like for definitely say that you don't need both the foam cap and the pop filter.
No.
And I stand by my position on that you don't need the pop filter at all when you have the foam cap, because I'm definitely going to get the foam cap. Then this stuff goes in the trash. Or I'll send it to you if you want it or whatever. Because like again, like I don't want it. I'm like uncomfortable with anything in my face.
Yeah, that's true. But like I mean, like especially when we're talking high-end microphones, and I'm just gonna get this away because there's no need for two. This is like I had this the last time, and I had this half level here with the pop filter that was too low. So now I'm just trying. With only the cap and at this level. I think that should be fine. Patrick was a little bit low before, but that's probably because he has leaned back again. And when you lean back again, like I do now, you automatically get your gain automatically lowers. So yeah. But the point was like that when you have the pop filter, then it's good for these plosive sounds, but this one works just as well against these plosive sounds. Well, what did I want to say now? Oh yeah, right. What material is your pop filter, by the way?
I'm not sure actually. I gotta like try and Google that meanwhile you're talking. Just talk a little bit about what you think meanwhile, and then I'll check what material it is.
Yeah, because if it's just nylon, then then it's probably the cheapest one. I saw another video on this on YouTube where there was a guy who was explaining also in very thorough detail. I can't remember his name. I could Google that, but his he had this I think was metal, like metal mesh, where when you speak into, and yeah, I'm just going to actually get us up here. Oh right, I just realized that my Flux is turning up again to make my screen a lot more yellow. That's not the point. There. No, what was I saying? Yeah. So when you speak through this, I mean, basically it is just a round filter like this as well, but it's not nylon, as you can see here. It is this metal thing, metal mesh, metal gate thing, and when you speak into it, then the air goes in and then it goes down. I'll find. We will find the link and put it in the description so that you guys can check his video out as well. He explains it very good as well. Not better than I've just explained it, but he.
Just continue talking. I'm just gonna turn off the dryer.
Okay. Yeah. So he doesn't explain it much better than we have explained it here, but he definitely has some more options as well for filtering out the sound. Like he had this nylon pop filter, and then he had the metal grate, which bends the air that when it comes through the filter, it like goes down instead of into the microphone. So that's and that was of course a lot more expensive than this nylon filter, because it's metal and it's a lot better quality at the end of the day. I'm just gonna actually turn that away here. But he actually preferred it. He ended up being very happy with it. And then there was one more thing. I can't remember what that was. But you can check that out. He had one more option how to filter this air that these plosive sounds away. But you can go check that out. Links in the description, as I said. So that was it, and now Mr. Walker is back, or Mr. Patrick. I don't know. Should I say? Should we say our last names? No, I don't want to say my last name. I'm good with this being Troy.
You can just call me Patrick, since the logo says on the air with Patrick.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no need for formalities in this podcast, except for the suit. Except for the suit.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so this is very. Yeah, I mean, we might actually have tested everything through. I mean, of course, I could still play around and just while I talk, then I just now I'm just gonna do a test right now. I'm just turning down
my game. No, I can hear everything you're. I can hear everything you're saying. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can see you. Um, yeah, probably. Now let me check this because it's still fine. It's still fine. It's more like an echoey sound, like very subtle, but still like a small echoing sound. Um, I got a few sets I'd like to try out, like on my Yeti. Let's see here.
I'm just gonna.
Here's another setting. It was on the podcast set. Now it's on another one. Can you hear any difference, or is it still the same?
A difference to what? Let's just test through. Talk me through the levels.
Okay, I'm going to just pull up what the settings on the settings on the Yeti microphone. That's the blue Yeti microphone. I'm not being paid or anything to to say the blue Yeti microphone. By the way,
no sponsoring. There's no sponsoring going on here, guys.
Yeah, there's just no sponsoring going on here, guys. And in case you're noticing that my teeth is a little yellow, it's because I've been drinking a literal metric ton of coffee today, and coffee, as you know, stains the teeth.
Yeah, that's true. It's one of the many side effects of coffee. Even though coffee is actually healthy for you, I've read up on that. That like as long as you don't drink more than 4 cups, like 4 200 milliliter cups of coffee every day, it shouldn't be bad for you, at least. And it actually has proven to be. Don't quote me on this one, but I've heard that it should be good for dementia and it should be good for your brain altogether. But it's a long time since I've read up on that, so don't quote me on that. I'm a little rusty on that.
Since I come to work and it's free coffee and it's freshly brewed by some cantina lady, and then the first thing that I do is fill up like a 5-liter thermos with this coffee and bring it to the office, and there it stands. And every time I go in there to write up papers, then then I got the coffee. So coffee, tap to the coffee.
And by the way, you are very low right now. That's probably because you've turned the gain down, right?
No, I haven't. Like now, it is on the bi-directional mode of the Blue Yeti, which records from both front and rear of the microphone. good for recording a duet or two-person interview according to the Blue Yeti homepage. The next setting that we got
Yeah. Okay.
is the cardioid mode, which is what I'm using when we're usually talking, which it stands in the description that this is perfect for podcasting, Twitch streaming, music recording, voiceovers, and instruments. Cardioid mode records sound sources that are directly in front of the microphone, delivering a rich, full-bodied sound. So this is what I'm usually using when we are talking. Then we got the next mode.
That was much more clearer than the first one, I think. I don't know if you viewers are agreeing with that, but like, yeah.
If they heard a difference. So this next one is called the omnidirectional mode, which picks up sound equally from all around the microphone. It's best used in situation when you want to capture the ambience of being there, like recording a band's live performance, a multi-person podcast, or a conference call. I don't know how I'm supposed to a live recording of a band's performance. But all right.
Yeah. Well, like that right there, you were also lagging. You were also lagging a bit, so that's. But yeah.
Think about it. Am I going to bring a laptop and the Yeti microphone to a pub which has a live band and just hold this up like?
And with that fucking pop filter in front of it, like
all up in the band's faces, like, hey!
Oh my god, Jesus! That would be hilarious.
Yeah, it would. So the last mode on my microphone is called.
Oh no! Now you're lagging very much. Now I think there's something wrong with the internet. Hold on. Might just cut this out.
It could be the microphone that uses the bandwidth or something. Like it's using too much power or something to capture it.
Yeah.
Could it be that? Like, because now I switch it back to the podcasting mode because mode uses both the left and the right channels to capture a wide, realistic sound image, ideal for recording acoustic guitar or chorus and immersive experiences like ASMR videos.
ASMR, and you know what that is, guys? That is ASMR. Being really close to the microphone. And of course, like my studio here is not set up for it. Like usually I think what they do is they have two microphones. They have one on the right and one on the left. And then one records sound only in your right headset, right speaker, and the other one records only in the left speaker, so that you have this surround sound effect. But I'm not really sure how to do that in detail. Gotta study up on that a little bit more. But I think they're using just like we are, just normal high-end microphones like these. So yeah.
For sure. How long have this episode been going on?
We have been talking for nearly half an hour right now. As I see.
Can I use like 5 minutes saying what I wanted to say?
Yeah, sure. And like before you do that, I just want to say, like, this was as we said in the beginning, supposed to be a technical episode, and I do like that you guys have been able to see this the recording time all the time. It kind of like it looks good, I think, so to have this in there. But yeah, anyway, what were you gonna say?
I was just going to say, like, really short. Like Gary Schilling is like a world famous economist or financial analyst, educated from Yale University. And he predicted like a big boom in the 80s, and he predicted the '08 financial crisis, and he is now predicting like a major fall of the financial market, up to 30 to 40% fall on the stock markets in the Western world.
Yeah.
Which is the same or worse than it was in 1929, and he's basing this on that.
Oh no, we gotta fall out again.
Pattern
We gotta fall out.
that they can like just continue talking, or is it cool?
Yeah, but you have to repeat. You have to repeat the last line that you said, because.
Now, so I was saying that. That he thinks that that what we're seeing is following the same pattern as in 1929.
Oh yeah.
Where we essentially thought the crisis was over because it was a small dip, and then boom, hits like 40% down, and you have like this major financial crisis that spikes almost like a few years, the decade before World War II starts, and then we have like the Great Depression and all that.
Oh yeah, yeah. By the way, I just turned my microphone up a little bit because just to match yours a little bit. Before, when you said that boom, 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 then your microphone spiked up into the red, but that's just because that was an extremely loud. But you can see, actually, this is interesting as well for the viewers to see that when I say boom, 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 then it doesn't get up into the red area for some reason, even if I say it real close. Boom! And that's because I've turned it all the way down here. Let me just see how far I actually need to get up in order to... Boom! Okay, now. So if I just keep it down here... Boom! 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 Yeah, okay. Now I can't get up into the red area, and if I just turn you down a little bit... Talk again. So
I was just going to say, that I think that is wrong, because even though it is following the same pattern as the 1929 crisis, the economy back then was way different. It was backed. The US dollar was backed in gold. Physical gold laying in banks. Because then you would like have a physical amount of gold in the bank to match the actual, cash equity that was like flowing around. Amount of US dollar bills was also the same as in physical gold in the Federal Reserve, right?
Yeah.
Today, the US dollar is backed in gold alone. It is, like major industries, mainly oil, and the same goes for Norway. I believe that the Norwegian currency is backed in oil.
It is.
Which is like why we saw a big dip in the Norwegian.
Yeah. Say boom, boom.
Value, boom, motherfucker.
Go close again and say it, because I want to see if it spikes to the red.
Boom.
Yeah, fuck, man, it still does that. Why does it still do that? Again.
Boom.
Okay. Again.
Boom.
No, high. I know that was not a high. That was not a loud one.
Okay. Boom.
Yeah, it's
ready to go?
Still pretty loud though. What if I put yours at the exact same level as mine? Say boom again.
Boom.
Louder.
Boom.
Louder.
Boom.
Louder. Is that really the loudest you can scream, you pansy ass pathetic fuck? In the words of Terrence Fletcher. But now you seem to be also in the level of the red zone. But I'm interested to see like if this is going to be too low for you.
That's fine. No, I just wanted to say that that today it is backed in oil and other industrial values, and European Union is kind of like backed in the European industrial machine, which is a lot more than just the oil and gold. So I don't really think that we will see a financial crisis because the financial train, the world is moving with, won't stop for nothing. This train stops for nothing, and it will stop for nothing. It will keep chugging away no matter what and who is standing on the tracks. Right? Yeah, I heard you, man.
This is all this talk about money. It's money. It's making me sleepy, yo.
Yeah, Alexander is. I'm sorry, Troy. A little sleepy there, so I will round it up.
It is no. It's like I just want to get this in there, as we talked about in another podcast. It is not that I'm sleepy and like I'm actually wide awake. But it is simply the fucking topic that is boring, which is fucking money, which is fucking. I have fucking disgusted. I have fucking in order, to quote myself in another podcast and Tarantino again, which I believe I when I edited it, I put in a Tarantino reference when I flipped out like this the last time, which is like, yeah, I fucking discussed this. I have already said everything there's to say about the money, so that's it. I am done. I am done discussing money. The only thing that money is good for is buying the food that you eat and buying the clothes that you wear, but you don't need to talk about it like some fucking fat monkey. What?
Did he really?
No. That was just me paraphrasing him. And by the way, when I say fat monkey, we that's like we gotta explain that to our viewers too. Like that's just like a metaphor for a person who is very stressed out. And in this case, it's a person who's very stressed out about money, like Trump, fucking Trump, fapper. Fucking, I gotta make money. Gotta get more money to my empire so I can get those gold sinks.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up here, and thank you all for watching this episode of The Corner, and then we'll see you all for the next time. And I will also say thank you for my co-host here, Troy, and I will link a channel for his channel down in the description below. Cool, yo.
See ya.